San Jose National High School presents English Time with Teacher Stella. As a grade 7 learner, are you fond of watching news on TV or listen to the radio? Are you active in sharing and posting on Facebook? Do you believe that this information are true and reliable? Join me as we explore the world of media and its sources. Welcome to the new episode of English Time with Teacher Stella. This is English 7 Quarter 2, Week 4. Our most essential learning competencies. Research a topic with support using 2 or 3 sources provided. Example, newspapers, website, video, images, podcast, print-based material. Specific objectives. Number 1. Differentiate print and non-print media sources. Number 2, identify the important information about print and non-print media. And last, express how important print media and non-print media through varied activities. New normal classroom rules. Wear your face mask. Body temperature check. Wash your hands thoroughly. Practice social distancing. Disinfect and clean as you go. Respect yourself and others. Listen when others are talking. Follow directions. Encourage each other. Always do your best. Work and perform safely. Use kind words. Review time. Now I have here 5 questions that you need to answer for me to check if you really understand our previous lesson about navigating World Wide Website. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. What should the user type in the search bar in order to receive a list of websites, images, videos, or other data? A. Keywords. B. Query. C. Subject. D. Topic. The correct answer is keywords. Number 2. Where are you going to enter the keyword if you are searching for a specific topic? A. Address bar. B. Insert tab. C. Return key. And D. Search bar. The correct answer is letter D, search bar. Number 3. What symbol will you use when you want to emphasize a certain topic in your search? A. And or. B. Fewer words. C. Quotation marks. D. Dash or minus sign. The correct answer is letter C, quotation marks. Number 4. What symbol will you use when you want to exclude certain words in your search? A. And or. B. fewer words, C. quotation marks, and D. dash or minus sign. The correct answer is letter D, dash or minus sign. Number 5. What does www stand for? A. World Web Wide. B. World Wide Web. C. Western Wide Website. And D. Wide Western Website. The correct answer is letter B, World Wide Web. Our next activity is Anticipation Guide. The direction: mark whether or not you agree or disagree with each statement to the left of the statement. When you are finished with the lesson, decide whether you still agree or disagree. Number 1. As you can see here, we have in the first column the agree or disagree. You're going to check it if you agree with the statement or disagree with the statement. At the end of our lesson, in the second column, the last column, you can see there agree or disagree. Now, you can check if you still believe that your answer is agree or disagree. Number 1. Social media refers to the communication outlets through which we made known to the public different important data like news, music, movies, education, promotional messages, and other data. Number 2. The oldest type of media that we are still using now is print media. Number 3. Magazines provide information as well as entertainment. Number 4. Newspaper is issued periodically, either annually, quarterly, monthly, and weekly. 5. Non-print media has become very common to all people, both as a tool in educational process and as means of spreading information all throughout the world. Number 6. TV and radio are examples of broadcast media. 7. One fast-growing medium is the internet. Number 8. Social media is a combination of online telecommunication channels where netizens or citizens using internet interacts, share content, and collaborate. Number 9. Books, articles, reviews, and essays are examples of primary source. And number 10. Secondary source is anything that presents direct evidence or information about people, events, or phenomena that you are looking for. Exploring information using print and non-print media sources. Media or medium refers to the communication outlets through which we made known to the public different important data like news, music, movies, education, promotional messages, and other data. Another meaning of media, it includes physical and e-newspapers or online newspapers, magazines, billboards, radio, televisions, telephone, and internet. Now, what are the types of media? Print media and non-print media. Print media. Print media is any written or pictorial form of communication produced mechanically or electronically using printing, photocopying, or digital methods from which multiple copies can be made through automated processes. Now we have here the important words: the written, pictorial form. It could be printing, photocopying, or digital methods, and which it could have multiple copies. A print media is the oldest type of media that we are still using now. And these are the examples of the print media: the newspapers, journals, magazines, report, and books. Newspaper. Newspapers are published daily or weekly, and they cover different topics from local to international news. They provide information as well as entertainment. We have examples of a newspaper in the Philippines and in the other countries. For example, Manila Bulletin, Manila Times. The Washington Post is in the United States. Mindanao Daily is a local newspaper in Caraga region or in Mindanao. And the Philippine Star. The functions of newspaper. Of course, one of the functions of newspapers are information provider, opinion builder, entertainment provider, ground for advertising. Our next topic is magazines. What are magazines? Magazines are printed sheets that give information in various events or topics. Usually, a magazine is issued periodically, either annually, quarterly, monthly, and weekly. So, take note of these important words. Printed sheets, it gives information in various events or topics. It will be issued annually, quarterly, monthly, and weekly. So what are the functions of magazines? It provides information. Minsan ay siyang provides information. Now, when you read the magazine, you can read a lot of info about the latest news on your favorite artist, your favorite singer. For example, if you like BTS, so in the magazine, you can read there some of the important information about BTS. It provides entertainment. Of course, while reading the magazine, you are being entertained. And the last one, it facilitates advertising, because in a magazine, you can see there different products being endorsed. Trivia Short Quiz, Part 1. Teacher Stella, what is this Trivia Short Quiz, Part 1? Now, let me explain this. I will give you 2 questions, which is somehow related to our topic, but I'm going to test your general knowledge and at the same time, a trivia. Now, if you're ready, Let's begin. Number 1. What was the first Philippine newspaper? Letter A. Del Superior Gobierno. Letter B. Diario de Manila. Letter C. El Hogar. Letter D. La Esperanza. The correct answer is letter A, Del Superior Gobierno. Teacher Stella, what is Del Superior Gobierno? Del Superior Gobierno was established in 1811 and is published with the Spanish Governor-General himself, and the content was primarily news from Spain. Number 2. What is the oldest Tagalog magazine in the Philippines? Letter A. Ligaya. Letter B. Liwayway. Letter C. Metro Magazine. And letter D. Philippine Magazine. The correct answer is B. Liwayway. Liwayway magazine is the leading Tagalog weekly magazine published in the Philippines since 1922, and it is the oldest Tagalog magazine in the Philippines. Try to guess, what are these images? You got it right. That is non-print media. Now, Teacher Stella, what is non-print media? A non-print media is a means of informing people without using paper or print. Always remember, pag non-print media, hindi gagamit ng paper or print. And non-print media is a very common to all people, both as tool in educational process and as means of spreading information all throughout the world. Are you familiar with these images? Now you got it right. That is a TV and radio. TV and radio are examples of broadcast media. And radio was invented about a century ago, while the television came up at the end of the 1940s. Why is it that TV and radio are examples of broadcast media? Because the message, or it is being sent or transmit through your favorite shows on TV and radio. Our next topic is the internet. The internet. I know all of you grade 7 learners are familiar with the internet. And internet is one fast-growing medium. And it offers the people content from all other forms of media. Our next topic is mobile devices or cell phones. So what are these mobile devices or cell phones? Mobile devices or cell phones are wireless devices that can receive and send messages, browse the net, take photos, play games, and record videos. It also has application that gives user access wherever and whenever. Our next topic is social media. What is social media? It is a combination of online telecommunication channels where netizens or citizens using the internet interact, share content, and collaborate. Now the question here is, what is netizens or citizens? Who are these people? That's us. We are using the internet every day to interact, to share content, and collaborate. Some of the examples of social media are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the trending application or social media app, TikTok. The next example of a non-print media is podcast. So what is podcast? A podcast is a piece of audio-like story, interview, or documentary. Can be downloaded from the internet and created in the year 2014 and has become famous in the latter part. Now, it's the same with listening to the radio, but the difference is it can be downloaded from the internet and you can listen it all over and over and over. But don't forget, you need to have an internet connection. I will give you an example of a podcast. Please listen.
I tell this to all my patients, but we are in unprecedented times. It's completely understandable that this would be having a major impact on our mental state. COVID-19 is a disease of the body, but it has real repressions on the mind. I have more and more patients coming to me talking about their anxiety.
That is an example of a podcast, an audio, talking about the mental health issues during pandemic. And you can free to download or listen to podcasts with these following applications. Number 1 is Spotify. Number 2 is Google Podcasts. 3, Apple Podcasts. And Amazon Music. Spotify, Google Podcast, and Amazon Music are for Android. You can download it through Google Play Store. And Apple also has its own Apple Podcast if you are an iOS phone user. Are you familiar with these pictures? These are website. It is a presentation of images, videos, or information posted on the internet. By searching a certain keyword using the search engine, it will lead you to a certain website. I'm going to show you an example of this is a screen recording on how to search a certain website. Please watch. As you can see here, I type what is a website and it shows the different websites that you're going to click. It depends upon you on which website you are trying to search. So what is a video? A video is a visual part of a movie or recorded program or something recorded to watch in the future. So I know all of you are familiar with a video, and our favorite website to visit when you want to watch a video is on YouTube. Trivia Short Quiz Part 2. Question number 3. When did TV or television start in the Philippines? Letter A, 1950. Letter B, 1951. Letter C, 1952. And letter D, 1953. The correct answer is letter D, 1953. Television was introduced in the Philippines in October 23, 1953 with the opening of DZAQ TV Channel 3 of Alto Broadcasting System in Manila. Question number 4. What was the first mobile phone in the world? Letter A, IBM. Letter B, Ericsson GE Mobile. Letter C, Motorola Dynatac 8000X. And letter D, Nippon Telegraph and Telephone. The correct answer is letter C, Motorola Dynatac 8000X. Additional info about the Motorola Dynatac 8000X. It was the first handheld cellular phone that allowed people to make longer distance calls than just a landline phone. The first ever cellular phone call was made in 1973 using the phone created by Dr. Martin Cooper. Number 5. Which social media site came first? Letter A, Friendster. Letter B, MySpace. Letter C, Rise. And letter D, 6 Degrees. The correct answer is letter D, 6 degrees. Additional info about 6 Degrees. 6 Degrees was one of the first social networking sites. It is founded by Andrew Winreich in May 1996, and it was sold to the Youthstream Media Network for $125 million in 1999 and shut down 2 years later. So we have types of sources. The first one is primary source and the other one is secondary source. Primary source, anything that presents direct evidence or information about the people, events, or phenomena that you are looking for. When you say primary, anything that presents direct evidence or information. Primary source is the information that you are researching comes from the witnesses or comes from the actual setting itself. I repeat, when I say primary source, the information that you are researching comes from the witnesses or comes from the actual setting itself. Please take note on that. Some examples of a primary source are interviews, surveys, experiments, letters, photographs, and newspapers. What is secondary source? Secondary source is anything that describes, interprets, evaluates, or analyzes information out from the original source. And some of the examples of these are books, articles, reviews, and essays. Always remember the following, that media is a communication outlet which is made known to public. We have two types of media, the print media, written or pictorial form of communication, and non-print media, it means of informing the people without using paper or print. We have two types of sources, the primary source, which means the information comes from the actual setting itself, and the secondary source describes the information out from the original source. Activity number 1, find me. As a grade 7 student, your teachers will ask you to do some researching on a certain topic to be used in essay writing or reporting. You are now going to list down your sources and answer what is needed on the graphic organizer. Choose only one topic that you like most, and the first one is done for you. This is the sample graphic organizer. The topic is ABS-CBN franchise. Now, what is a franchise? This is the one thing that you need to operate a certain TV station. In the first column, you can see there the question is, what are the possible sources found in your community, in your barangay? Now, in the second column, the question there is, do you trust the source? And the third column is, why? So, for example, we have the answer here. What are the possible sources found in your community? The possible answer could be Facebook. And do you trust the source? It could be answer no or yes. And why? So, people who posted on Facebook are not sure of their sources. Inquiry.net. Do you trust the source? Yes. And why? The source came from the people who are involved in the case. So this is the sample graphic organizer that you're going to do. Number 1, COVID-19 updates in your local area, in your barangay. The limited face-to-face class. And the 4 Ps or Pantawid Pamilya Pilipino program. Activity number 2, show me more. The direction here is, read the following task. Choose only one task that you like most and perform it. The rubric will serve as your guide for your graded performance. For poster making, make a poster about what you have learned from the topics that we've discussed. If you like poems, now here's your task. Poem making. Compose a poem about importance of print media and non-print media in your barangay. For video making, create a short video promoting beautiful spots in Barangay San Jose. You can use available video editor application that is most convenient to you. For example, if you like to use TikTok, then you can choose TikTok application. Are you a music lover? Now this task is for you. Jingle Project. Compose lyrics and perform a 2-minute jingle on what you have learned about a print media and non-print media. Activity number 3. Identify me. Examine each picture below. Identify whether each image is a print media or a non-print media. Write your answers on the separate sheet. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 1. The correct answer is print media. Number 2. The correct answer is print media. Number 3. The correct answer is non-print media. Number 4. The correct answer is non-print media. And number 5. The correct answer is non-print media. Additional activities. Copy the text and complete the statement. Practice reading this at home. As a student, I should be updated with the current information. I must keep in mind that I should think first before I click and verify whatever is posted on social media. With this lesson, I have learned that there are 2 types of media. These are blank and blank. I use these 2 to blank information. Further, in searching for a certain topic, I should remember that there are 2 types of sources, which are blank and blank sources. Worried about your performance test? Don't worry. Teacher Estella will give you time to work on it. Always remember our classroom rule. Always do your best. If you missed some of the important details on today's video lesson, no worries, you can watch it again. If you have questions, always ask Teacher Stella's assistance. Once again, this is English Time with Teacher Stella saying thank you very much and see you again next time with our fun-filled English activities. Bye!